Welcome to day 200 of the 300 movie challenge. Yay!
That's literally probably the only happiest yay that will be heard in this whole video.
Yeah. So, yay. We're at that movie 200. However, today we watched the highest grossing film of January 2011, which was, The Green Hornet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I'll start off with this. I think the idea for this kind of superhero is pretty interesting.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I like the idea of there are these two dudes. Okay, this is like just as a concept. These two guys are like, let's be superheroes, but pose as criminals. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And also just the whole idea of like, it's two random guys, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And even though one guy's like father died and everything, it wasn't like a whole brood trip and stuff.
yeah, it was just like these two, I guess, friends are just like, yo, let's like save people because we did that like this one time and it was good and I felt good doing it, so let's just continue. So the concept of that is pretty neat.
Mm.
The execution in this movie is not very good. Yeah, it's bad.
And
Like the main dude, the green what was his name? Britt?
Britt
Seth
Reed.
Rogen.
He was so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth Rogen is your textbook fuckboy.
And
Through
yeah.
and through.
And like, I give the movie a tiny bit of credit that it like called him out on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
at least.
He's still like that.
He's still a
So
fuckboy.
he's
He
really
didn't
obnoxious.
have a character arc at all.
No.
No, he's extremely obnoxious, and I honestly, if he was a likable person, this movie would be way better.
Yeah, it would.
It still would have some problems, like the whole thing about like the sidekick like not getting any recognition, even though he's the one who does all the work. I'm not sure how much I like that aspect of it.
I don't like that either.
Yeah, it just feels like,
Especially since the sidekick is like Asian.
well, see,
Jay Chow, no less.
See, I don't know. I am assuming this has like source material as somewhere, so maybe that's part of the source
Yeah.
material.
Talk about that too.
Yeah, so I can't really comment on that, but just the idea of that kind of plot thread with his character is kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then so the villain is played by the same guy who played the main Nazi guy in Inglourious Bastards.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
He did a much better job in that movie.
Yeah, well, honestly, even here, he's kind of like, he kind of fits in terms of like the tone that they were trying to go for, in terms of like, he is like kind of over the top or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like honestly not that bad, but it doesn't balance the main character. He's by far like really obnoxious, and it just makes me upset because I'm like, it would actually have been really cool if these two guys were like legit cool people. And, you know, they did have a good friendship together. They were just like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do this. And it started out as something that's kind of fun. And then it spirals out of control. And they're like, oh my god, what have we done? Oh shit, you know what I mean? And so that could have been an interesting story. And I think, but this is a big think, so I might be completely wrong. I think the Kick-Ass movies are like that. I think. I really don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so if that is true, then I actually kind of might want to see those. But actually, it reminded me a bit of at least the first half of Chronicle, because it's the whole idea of like, oh yeah, like fuck it, let's just do shit. You know what I mean? It's that kind of mindset of it, and of course, Chronicle's the more like superpower part of it, but still, it's kind of similar idea. And I don't know, I kind of like that where it's like, yeah, let's just fucking fuck around. It's like, you know what? I could accept that in concept, right? It's just, yeah, his characterization is really bad. And
The characterization, and then even though the friendship is supposed to be the main focal point of the entire thing, they don't have that much of a chemistry friendship-wise at all.
No, they don't.
Nope.
Like, I was kind of thinking of Rush Hour, because
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
yeah, because in Rush Hour, there's like definitely a dynamic between the two and stuff, and they work
Yeah.
off each other and everything.
Yeah.
Here, it's kind of just like blah blah blah. Let's just fight and everything, and it's just like there's no dynamic. It's just one guy being super obnoxious and the other guy actually having his feet on the ground.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't really have too much to say. I guess the soundtrack was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It was like, wait, no.
There's a part where
Yeah.
it was during the. It was like when he found out that his dad died and everything, and they played the most.
Yeah, what did they play?
It was like a really like hick song. It was like I take my gun and I sit on the hill, and it's like, what the fuck? It was like really silly, and it's like, okay.
Oh damn, I missed it.
Yeah, you missed that. You did something. I don't remember what. But yeah.
I stepped away to like put my food away, and
Yeah.
I missed the Hicks song. And
So that was
movie.
like really awkward, and I was like, what? And then there's just a couple other times where this music just kind of is like music, and you're like, ah, you know. So yeah, it's not good, which is kind of a shame because, like, again, as I said, like the concept's actually pretty good. It's just
It's a waste of a concept
Yeah.
because the concept's great.
Well, speaking of concepts, there is a source material for this, and it's actually pretty old. It's like from, I think there were like movies made of it in the 1940s and stuff of it.
Oh wow.
well,
Yeah. So it's actually pretty old and stuff. This is like, I guess, like the comedy, if you wanted to change it into a comedy and everything. I doubt the 1940s one was a comedy.
I don't know. But
But
I mean,
I guess one thing to note is that the Asian guy was actually played by an Asian guy as opposed to in the older movies, but I can't necessarily say how those movies were. But yeah.
mm, yeah. Just looking at Wikipedia right now, it says here that there's apparently like beginning talks and work to actually do like a reboot of the film.
That's a good
Oh.
idea.
So that, because again, this feels like something that they could do right. you
Yeah.
know? So then I wouldn't be against that actually. So
Yeah. If
It
if
would
they
be
remade it, then I would like to see it and see if they don't fuck it up.
yeah. So yeah, I really for movie 200. There's this really anticlimactic.
It is.
Like,
It's like, you know,
Even
not
movie
much to talk-
100, which I would argue was worse, but because it was worse, we had more to talk about. So it was at least I thought it was worse because it had more shit that I was angry at specifically. Where this was just blah.
What was 100 again? I don't
Sweet Home
remember.
Alabama.
Oh,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
blocked that out of my memory.
Yeah.
that
So
was worse.
yeah, that was worse. Just because this is just, besides the main character, it's just kind of stupid, right? So
Yeah.
while Sweet Home Alabama was like an actively like bad message and like, you know, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. The only thing I can think about to talk with this is that this felt like really slow.
It did.
Did.
Pacing was really
No,
slow.
but it, like, the momentary pacing, like from scene to scene, seemed fast. In terms of like what they were doing, it was like this, then this, then this, then this, and this, but then they just kept doing shit like forever. So it was
Yeah.
really weird. I was like, I mean, the Dawn Treader or whatever that we saw last was like about the same length, I think, but it felt, yeah, and I thought Dawn Treader felt a little bit long, but this felt longer. So
Yeah.
yeah, so there you go. Hooray, 200, a pretty bad movie.
Yeah, I remember a lot of the stunts in this movie and stuff. Like the Mythbusters did a whole episode too on them, on the movie and stuff.
Oh, I don't remember that somehow.
I remember that that a lot of the myths got busted.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
I mean, it reminds me of well, not remind me. It just made me think again how this movie had a lot of like random slow motion in the fights.
Oh yeah.
And it made me think about like, man, The Matrix came out what, 12 years before this?
Yeah.
And it did it much better.
Yeah.
So, honestly, the effects in general for this were pretty bad. So.
Do you think that was intentional with just like how dumb everything else was?
No.
I mean, think of how they did the slow-mo about the beer caps coming off.
Yeah, that one in particular was like
yeah,
really bad. It was like, wow, that was like not even trying to look
That was
real.
actually-
It was very obvious CGI, so
Yeah.
that was pretty bad. But yeah, hooray for number 200, I guess. Clap, clap. So, you know what the next movie is?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
It's an Adam Sandler rom-com!
No, and I have to announce it.
Yep! Dot,
yeah.
dot. Aren't you excited?
No.
Well, our appearances will change again.
Oh yeah. Or out of the wintry coldness, even though as of recording this it's not winter yet, but whatever.
Okay.
Actually,
So cold.
well,
Not even.
well, no. Here's the thing. So, okay, as of recording this, it's like late October, and so the forecast that I have like on my phone, it goes into November right now, right? So you think, okay, November, that's the month where it's supposed to start getting colder, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be over 80 in November.
Are you okay?
Actually have cold, cool weather right now.
Well, no, because usually
like,
it'd be
very
like, you know,
realistically.
60s or something, maybe, you know, but yeah, let me see, 10-day forecast right now. Thursday, November 1st, 84.
What?
Yep. So, there you go. There's the cooling down times. I think, let me think. I think actually when the like 101 goes up, so when we like first changed the clothes, I think that was like mid-November-ish. So yeah, again, comparison right now, I think today was today Mission Impossible 2? I think.
I don't know.
I don't even remember now. But anyway, so that's again your comparison to see where we are right now. But yeah, so we're anyway transitioning out of the winter and coming into the beautiful springtime. So you'll
For
see
the last time.
for the last third. That yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
man.
it's
Oh man, it's the last third.
I know. It's
I
crazy.
can't believe we've watched 200 movies.
I know.
We've
And like so many of them are so bad.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure the next one will be just as good.
Don't.
Actually, okay, place your bet right now. Will it be better or worse than this?
I don't really know because like the Wedding Singer was actually okay.
I guess the thing is that if Adam Sandler plays the really annoying character, then he might actually be on par with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is whether or not the side characters will be able to boost up the morale of the movie. Or basically it's a battle of the side characters.
Okay.
The secondary characters.
So I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to say that it's going to be worse. Just because if it is better, then I'll be pleasantly surprised. Because see, if I think it's better and it's worse, then I'm going to be disappointed, right?
Right.
It's true.
So I should just assume it's going to be absolute garbage, because then I'll never be disappointed. Anyway, so we'll get to that tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.